You're gonna absolutely hate me. This is actually a video about a cold call. So I'll give you two options. Option one, you can switch off to a Taylor Swift or a funny cat video now. Or option number two, you can let me have 27 seconds to explain what this video is about, and then you can decide. It's completely up to you. Interested? Okay, let me quickly explain what this video is about. And if it isn't interesting, then just switch to another video. It's your choice. So, what is this video about? I was doing cold calls by myself for my own business, and I got clients from it over the past year. And so other people said that I was good at cold calls, but if I was being honest myself, I felt like I was terrible at cold calling, right? And so I made the decision to start studying really good cold callers, and I thought Benjamin Dennehy was the best. So I thought, let's learn from the best. So I've been trying to learn his version of cold calling, but learning how to successfully cold call is frustratingly hard, it's difficult, and it's miserable to figure it out. So I've had 27 seconds. Give me 27 more. I realized that one day, after years and years of effort, I'll eventually not be that bad. And so I thought that I probably should put more effort into documenting the early beginnings of my journey, so that one day, when I'm old and grey and I'm an old man, I'll be able to look back at this chapter of my life and say, "Wow, I went through that. I'm proud I went through it, and I'm glad I have those videos to look back upon." Right? So, in this video, I will react to my attempt of a Benjamin Dennehy style cold call to luxury residential studios. And so I've had about 1 minute and 50 something seconds. If this is your cup of tea, keep watching. And if you're not interested, feel free to click. Completely your choice, right? Let's begin. So I didn't know how to do this. I originally uploaded this. I thought it was a little bit almost manipulative without context. So I thought, I'll make this unlisted and then I'll react and I'll make the reaction public, right? So yeah, as I hear. And by the way, if you're curious about my music taste, you can look at that there. So cool. Anyway, let's begin with reacting to the cold call.
Hello.
Hello. I'm calling for.
Yes.
By the way, those weird edits, I've edited out personal information because I don't want to put people's, personal information out there. Hi. Yes. So, I'll be upfront. You're gonna absolutely hate me. This is actually a cold call, so I guess, but it's about architecture. So, do you want to hang up now, or let me have 27 seconds to explain why I called, and you can decide. It's your choice. Not the strongest pattern interrupt, but a pattern interrupt nonetheless. In my head, I was thinking at the time, I was worried as they'd think that it was a cold call about I don't know, like extended car warranty or something like that. That's why I mentioned it's a cold call, but it's about architecture, right? And so yeah, that's why I did that. I think my probably not as strong as I could have made it, but that's what I did.
Please. Yes.
Okay. Lovely. So we've noticed something in the luxury architecture world lately. So we typically get invited in by architecture studios like yourself. They're usually successful. They're doing great work. But if they're honest, sometimes they feel there's been a decrease in luxury spending in English markets. So luxury buyers are not really spending how they did last year. And that can be a bottleneck for growth. So I'm intentionally trying to put in gaps and slow down because I noticed myself I had an issue with kind of hurrying up and talking too quickly because I just would get into my head, right? I'm probably the worst. Naturally, I'm the world's worst cold caller, right? Which is why it's important to me that I become good at this. And so because of that, I've had to put in effort to make sure that I intentionally slow down and things like that. Also, you might think you do a lot of like that, right? Ums, stuff like that. A lot of filler words. I would say that makes it sound a bit more human. And a lot of the best cold callers, when I hear their scripts, They talk normally, naturally, like a human being, because human beings like talking to human beings, right? So yeah, that's why I'm keeping them in. And it manifests itself. Maybe they're frustrated that they're attracting interest, but these buyers feel harder to become paying clients. Or perhaps they've decided to reposition themselves to, let's say, European markets, but they've noticed that the English charm is not seen as charming for these other international markets. Or maybe you've decided to double down on commercial work, but annoyingly, commercial buyers are much higher. So, do you notice how I'm adding in emotional language? The purpose of a cold call it's not to book a meeting, right? It's not to do a certain number of dials a day. The purpose of a cold call is to find someone who is emotional about a problem that you can fix. And if they're not emotional about a problem that you fix, either they have it but they don't care about it, or they just don't have it, then you shouldn't try and get them as a customer, right? Because you can't fix their problems. But if they are emotional about problems you can fix, then you can keep going. And so the purpose of here, with the elevator pitch and the free pain points, is to get them to be is to see, do what you can to kind of get that emotion out of them, to see, okay, are they actually emotional about the problems you can fix? And so yeah, that's what I'm attempting here. Harder to win over, and they view you as almost a commoditized supplier rather than a strategic partner. But I'm gonna get the feeling that you don't resonate with any of those problems. Your studio's going perfect, and there's nothing you change. That is an emotional push away. And oh, you can see my face. I kind of turn into Robert De Niro. It was a tough day for calls. I was calling all day. Nothing was working out for me. And yeah, so I was kind of in my head. I was trying to make it work. As in, like, I was emotionally invested, more emotionally than I should have, right? Because professionals do not bring emotion into the workplace. But yeah, I wanted this to go well. And yeah.
Well, that sounds quite familiar.
Okay. Okay, so if we talk about, I was happy about that because that was not happening before the pivot. So basically, just to give you some context, previously, like an hour ago before this call, I cold called someone and they said that I went through the whole three problems and they said, actually, I don't resonate with any of those problems. I thought, uh-oh. So I just thought, you know what? I normally would stop the call here. Let me just ask one more question. So I thought, well, what can I ask in a moment? It's like, okay, so with the current clients you have, how are you getting them? And so what they said is, well, actually, when it comes to UK luxury buyers, we've noticed a massive decrease in the sense of uh, the UK luxury residential market. So people who live in these very nice houses and want to live in a very nice house, they're not really spending money the way they used to do compared to the year before, because it's a little bit of a rougher time economically in the UK. But then they said that we're not seeing that in European markets, and so because of that, we've shifted away from UK luxury residential for our architectural services, and we've shifted towards European markets, and we've shifted to more B2B markets. And so I thought, hang on, that's an idea. How about I tweak my script to kind of reflect that? How there's been an economic downturn, there's less of a luxury market when it comes to UK residential, and because of that, we're shifting. Maybe they might be shifting to European markets or B2B, but whenever a company tries to shift, there's problems there. And we are a brand and design agency, right? Or that I'm doing cold calls for. And that's what we help, right? We help with brand identity. So, yeah. Those three problems, so perhaps a reduction in luxury spending in English. I know I'm stumbling over my words, but I don't think it's a big deal because it makes me sound more human. Markets, perhaps struggling to reposition to European markets, or just struggling with commercial buyers? Which one sticks out the most to you? I could have improved this part, because I just used struggling 3 times. But oh well, I'm still learning.
All three, I suppose.
Okay, and if you had to pick one, or are they all as terrible as each other?
No, I'll probably pick the luxury market.
Okay, and look, so I've had my 27 seconds. Could I have 27 more? Okay. So the reason I do that is because if you just ask for, right, it's permission-based opener, if you just ask for 27 seconds, what's going to happen is after they talk to you for 3 or 4 minutes, they're going to say, hang on, you only asked for 27 seconds, and I'm looking on my phone, the call's lasted 3 to 4 minutes, right? So you don't want that. That's why you want to ask for more time, right? By the way, apparently I did it wrong. You should ask for a few more minutes, but I'll continue. Okay, lovely. So when you say the luxury markets, I'm assuming that's dealing with UK luxury buyers. Just so we're on the same page, is that a problem that's just recent, or has that been a problem for a little while? So I'm trying to attempt an emotional grinder, right? And so an emotional grind is where you take one problem that they say they feel, and you try and see, okay, is there something there? Let's double down. Let's understand the problem from their eyes. So, like, how long it's been happening, what are the consequences. But of course, you want to be careful with your questions, because it's weird. Sure, logically, you could ask, well, what are the back-end ramifications of doing X, Y, Z, right? But, like, who asks that question normally, right? You want to kind of do your questioning in a way so that it actually brings out the right answer.
No, I'd say it's recent. But may I ask, what is your company doing?
Okay, so if I said we were... I didn't want to do that because I'm not good with this question, even though it comes up all the time. And so, yeah, the right answer is something along the lines. I should get better at this, but you want to say something along the lines of, if I said that we help fix this problem, what would you say? I think you want to say something along those lines. Anyway, a branding and design agency that worked with architectural studios in very visual first markets. Would you hang up?
No, we did our branding recently, so it's definitely not something we would go into right now.
Okay. Yeah, so I categorized myself here, and that was the issue. I put myself in the box by saying brand and design, and because of that, he lumped me in a box. So, yeah. I think, as I said here, I got lost here and couldn't get back. Yeah, I felt I messed up here in the process. This is where I felt I messed up, and the rest of the call is me trying to get back. But I try. Okay, can I ask one more question?
Sure.
Okay, so what market are you most focused on right now? Are you mostly okay? And so, how are you guys getting an inflow of interest for buyers? I cut out information here. Basically, it was talking about a specific type of buyer.
Productions and recommendations as before. It's just that it's probably a bit less of that right now. It's more outside.
Yeah, and I've definitely heard the same thing being said by like others, especially in the like luxury residential markets. It's just getting more and more difficult. Struggling about what to say next here. I think especially just in the UK. Have you considered trying to pivot more to European luxury markets?
Yes, we have a subsidiary.
Okay. I assume that's going perfect and there's nothing you change there?
No.
Okay.
No, properly developed.
Okay. And so, look, I know because you did mention that you did branding before. I'm assuming maybe you've worked with a branding agency. Would you be against perhaps just learning a little bit more about us? Yeah, this is I think I should have asked questions along the lines of like, okay, so you worked with this branding agency, and so that fixed everything, right? I said, well, no. It's like, oh, okay. In your opinion, what do you think went wrong? Right? I could have asked more questions down there. I think I should have asked that. Or
if you could send it, if I can't really speak now, but if you could send.
Yeah, this is when I realized, like, oh man, I lost it. So yeah, which basically is, yeah. If they're saying, "Can you send over information?" 9 times out of 10, that's a polite no. So
some information.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, is there anything specifically you'd like to learn about us? This is a bad habit I've picked up, where I try and rescue it after someone says, "Send over more information." It never works.
Just what your agency is, what you're doing, how we work, and so on.
Okay, lovely. Yeah. Cool. Happy to do that. Oh, can I ask one last question? Yeah, as you said, I'm trying to get it back on track. I'm trying. But yeah. If you could wave a magic wand about how your practice is perceived, especially with these luxury buyers, what would you change? Oh, no question. Anyway, I don't know if I know that. Apparently, that's a good question. It felt a little bit cringy to me in a moment. That's why I made that face. But yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm feeling it. Yeah, I felt lost here.
I don't know, just luxury.
I mean, it's a tough market right now. At least that's what I'm. Yes. Okay. And so hypothetically, but I'm laughing while I'm doing it, so that's not too bad. If you can keep on, if you can make a cocoa and laugh, then it's not that wasted of a day, right? But yeah, if we could help you with this market, and you believe that we could, would you be against? I'm doing everything I can to get on track. It kind of like what's the story in like I don't know that one Leonardo DiCaprio film where like the story of the mouse, where he's Abigail, whatever, where there's two mouse and they fall in cream. One gives up and drowns. The other is just wriggling and wriggling and wriggling. Turns it into butter and eventually walks out. I'm trying to do that, but this mouse is drowning here. Perhaps meeting with us?
Well, I don't know, because I said we sort of exhausted our global budget on branding. We just did it.
Okay.
So probably not right now, but
okay.
It's good to know that you know.
I thought this was an objection. I think this is more a statement of fact. A company that has just paid for something is less likely to want to have a new solution. It's just kind of frustrating, right? To use emotional words. And so, yeah. Okay, and so after I send that email, would you be okay if I followed up? Just perhaps next month, so early 2026?
Yes, sure.
Okay, all right. I will do it. I'll send you an email and hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Oh, fuck. Oh. I think I fucked that. I think I did. I just started running out of things to say. I did. I should have dug more in the pain. I should have. Yeah, I think I've... Oh! I mean, you can feel that, right? I'm feeling it now. Ah, that was like my one. I had one other that was somewhat decent, but I don't even think it was good. That's why I said it's trash. I think I mess it up, but I'm still smiling, right?
I think I thought that.
I think I did.
Objection.
What's that objection? More statement of fact that I should have asked more questions about.
It's weird because it's kind of like Dunning-Kruger in the sense of when you first start, like I would say, oh, that was a great call. And now the more and more I'm learning, it's like, oh, I messed up here, I messed up here, I messed up here.
Agree.
I felt too much like pressure on my end. I was too awkward. Like, and yeah, but great. Anyway, if that's how I'm doing, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Whoever's watching this, see you.
Bah. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, that was my call. As you can feel, it was a little bit painful. Maybe I won't make it unlisted. I don't know. I was just rewatching it and thought it seemed really manipulative in the time. That's why I wanted to make this video to kind of react and talk about it. But yeah, yeah, it's weird because I don't know if I'm being too harsh or too light on myself. I actually think that I should be harsher because if my goal is to be a sales professional, right, or a businessman, right, I think sales and business is the same thing, right? In the fact that a good salesman will make more than most business people. Business is tough. Seriously, it's tough. And so, yeah, because of that, yeah, I think I should be harsher on myself. And yeah. Whoa. Something went wrong with my camera. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna hold it like this now. Yeah, I hope. Gosh, this is a great ending. I hope you enjoyed that. What's going on with this camera? Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you. Bye.